Tonight it's my privilege to introduce you to a great friend of mine, Rex Tillerson. Rex is a man of integrity, honor, and courage. And Rex is a true Texan. He was born in Wichita Falls, attended the University of Texas. Rex is a Boy Scout. He's the past president of the National Boy Scouts of America. Rex is the chairman and CEO of Exxon Mobil, one of the world's great companies. Rex is a family man. He is a father, a wonderful husband. Rex is a perfect member of the 2013 Texas Business Hall of Fame. Welcome, Rex.
Why Exxon wanted a guy who knew nothing about oil and gas, and particularly a civil engineer, I've often said, I used to ask them, what is a civil engineer going to do for you guys? And they just kept telling me, just come to work for us, don't worry, you'll figure it out. And they were right.
His name is written on nearly every rung of the Exxon Mobil career ladder.
I never aspired to this job. I never had it as a goal. I never pursued it. I think my whole career has been defined by a desire to just be sure I was doing everything I could do to be worthy of the check they were sending me every 2 weeks. I stayed with Exxon for 38 years now. The values of the corporation very well aligned with many of my values growing up.
He's a proud fourth-generation Texan from Wichita Falls.
We were a pretty close-knit family, and our activities were really centered around church when I was growing up, and for me, around the Boy Scouts. I'm an Eagle Scout. I'm the middle of 3 generations. My father was an Eagle Scout. My youngest son's an Eagle Scout. And scouting really was at the center of my formative years. All of the fundamentals around leadership and values I learned when I was a Boy Scout. And they stuck with me my whole life. And they are what I think aligned to me very well with some of the values of the ExxonMobil culture as well.
His calm voice of reason has led the multi-billion-dollar energy corporation through the ups and downs of this highly scrutinized energy business.
I think it starts with understanding how important what we are doing is to people's lives, then ensuring that our employees and the people who also understand the criticisms we're under sometimes, the scrutiny that we receive on a constant basis, but I think it's important that the employees also have a good sense of how important what they're doing is, that it really is about people's quality of life.
Tillerson sees energy as a conduit that can enhance quality of life. It stimulates economies and creates safer, more civilized communities.
Everywhere we travel in the world, we take our best practices of rules, regulations, conduct, business practices into these very immature economies and government structures, and we help them establish a better form of how they want to conduct their economic affairs.
The world marvels at America. How have you accomplished so much in only 200 years? Don't go talk to the politicians about how we've done it, necessarily. Go talk to Rex. He's seen it. He's been a part of it. I mean, get government to create the environment and let the private sector, let competition, let innovation take over.
He encourages volunteerism and efforts to improve communities here and around the globe.
Community engagement, whether here or in Africa or in Southeast Asia or the Caspian, wherever, is important to ensuring that our presence is viewed as something positive. And I always say to people that I know wherever ExxonMobil goes, good things happen. And that's because of our people and their engagement in the local communities.
There are obvious parallels between the ExxonMobil culture and the life-changing lessons Tillerson learned from scouting.
We have our marquee issues that we know are vital to improving the conditions in certain countries, one of which is health, and we have been engaged in the fight against malaria now for more than a decade.
Other equally important initiatives involve women's empowerment issues in third world and emerging countries and improving the quality of education, especially in science, technology, engineering, and math. In 2010, Tillerson served as the national president of the Boy Scouts of America.
He is a Boy Scout at heart. He lives by the morals, the values that scouting taught him as a youth. And so he's been able to bridge the gap from the first 100 years to the second 100 years. And we're very excited that he's the leader that brought us over that way.
What he did for the Boy Scouts of America, he did because he used every skill that one uses to manage an incredibly complex, gigantic corporation like Exxon. And you can see the results that he achieved at the Boy Scouts. Really performed a great service.
He shares his wealth of knowledge to increase understanding, productivity, and progress.
He is of service to the Fed because he enlightens me about what's going on in the energy industry and his incredible contacts throughout the corporate world. And he is one of the great business leaders in our country.
Rex has been one of the most active and best members I've had on my board. I'm a real, I sing high praises for Rex Tillerson. When I am looking for good counsel on a policy issue, I'll often call Rex to get his advice because he knows about a dimension of relations, international relations in the world that I don't. And so I seek him out for personal advice many times.
Let me say about Rex that he is one of my true heroes. He's a Texas giant. He is one of the most effective ambassadors and diplomats that this country has. And he is a great leader. And he's a great leader because he is a very good man.